Now the question was, if we have these two matrices, where does where is the 2-3 element of the product? Now, people had some trouble with this, although some people wrote it down rather promptly, but a lot of people had trouble with it. Well, you have to think, the 2-3 element, from what we just saw, is the result of, well, it's in row 2, column 3. So, let's see, here's row 2, and here's column 3. Now, how do you get the number in row 2, column 3? Now, I think some people haven't practiced matrix multiplication enough, but that's going to be taken care of when you do the assignment for this week. Should have done it. You know, you should be good at this because you need to master every step before you can build on it and go to the next. And the whole idea that when you multiply matrices, you're multiplying rows by columns, and that the number that you get in the product in row 2, column 3 comes from row 2 of the first matrix, column 3 of the second. Now, when you multiply row 2 by row 3, of course, we talked first day about how you multiply a row by a column, and that's just, oh, here's the row, here's row 2, and here's row 3. You take the first element in the row times the first element in the column, second element in the row times the second element in the column, third element in the row times third element of the column, and you add up those products. So that's how you multiply rows by columns. Now, of course, it throws you a little bit when you're seeing this with symbols and subscripts, and it can all be a little bit confusing. So you need to sort out that confusion. Okay, well, but, you know, that's it. So if I want the number in row 3, column 2, what am I going to do? Well, it's going to be, now that's going to be here. Here's row 3, column 2. I'd multiply row 3 by column 2. So to get the number that goes here, I'd multiply this row by this column. And that's going to go here, and that's going to be what? This row times this column is A31, B12, A32, B22, A33, B32. So this would be A31, B12, plus A32, B22, plus A33, B32. Got to be careful because I'm really prone to picking up the wrong pattern and writing things down wrong without checking it out. So now how am I going to check this out? Okay, well, we go back here and look at a pattern that I pointed out. You notice that this number is the same as this number. Okay. Then you might notice that this number is the same as this number, and this number is the same as this number. And the numbers are 1, then 2, then 3. So the middle numbers, the second number in the index of A and the first number in the index of B, go 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's an important pattern. The other thing is, what's the first and the third number? Well, 2 and 3. What is it here? 2 and 3. What is it here? 2 and 3. Why is it always 2 and 3? Well, it's because the numbers in row 2 of A always have 2's here, and the numbers in column 3 of B always have 3's for the second index. So you're always going to have a 2 and a 3. Now, I introduced a little notation. People seemed relatively comfortable with this notation. I hope you weren't just faking it. I can write this in terms of summation notation. The sum from k equals 1 to 3 of A 2k, B k 3. K will go from 1 to 3. Well, the number here, second part of the A index and the first part of the B index goes 1, 2, 3. So certainly A2K, BK3 so far fits the pattern. And also, well, the first part of the A index, the last part of the B index, the row of A and the column of B are always 2 and 3. Well, they're always 2 and 3. So that this summation is a briefer, a more compact, and it's easier to deal with if you understand the notation and get used to it. It takes some getting used to. I remember when I took the course, it took me some time to get used to it, so don't feel bad if it does. This is a more compact notation. It's a lot easier to write this out than it is to write this out, and it would be much, much easier if you had, say, a 10 by 10 matrix, where you have 10 of these to write out, but you can just write them by putting a 10 there. Okay? Now, and let's just be sure we understand that, okay, if K equals 1, this is A2, 1 times B, 1, 3. Well, that's this. If K equals 2, because K is going from 1 to 3, if K equals 2, this is A2, 2, B2, 3. There's A2, 2, B2, 3. And if K is equal to 3, you get your A2, 3, B3, 3. A2, 3, B3, 3. That's kind of hard to read because I screwed it up and smudged it, but you get it. You get the idea. Okay, so the row and the column go here. So in general, if I want the Aij element of a product matrix, of a 3 by 3 matrix, or 2 3 by 3 matrices, I do this sum here. I is the row, so that's going to be the first subscript on A. J is the column, that'll be the second subscript on B because that's the way it comes out. And K is going to go from 1 to 3, so we get 3 terms to add. We match up. And when K is 1, we're matching the first element of the row by the with the first element of the column. When K is 2, we're matching the second element in the row with the second element in the column. When K is 3, we're matching the third element in the row with the third element in the column. Just what we learned the first day about how to multiply a row by a column. So this is hopefully something that is not going to be totally clear to most people the first time they see it, but as you get used to using it, if you go with what we see here, it'll make more and more and more sense. Notation's always a hurdle, and this is not a trivial notation. So I'll also say that I really want to make it a point, and if I haven't done it, by the time you see this video, email me and say do it. There's a video that a lot of people have watched that I did last year. And I mean a lot of people, not my students, not even in the United States. The majority of people who watch that video, I think, are outside the United States, even though my class presumably watched it. Well, I'm not sure. And it's not viral or anything. There aren't that many hits on it, but hundreds. The video on the IJ notation, okay? So I really want to be sure to try to link that for you, so if I haven't done it, please remind me to do so.